All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully good. This is a new release day, so those are usually good days for us. We have got actually two products released today, but we're going to open just one of them tonight. But it's going to be, a lot of fun. So before we get started ripping into things, there is a little bit of information to go over. So let's go ahead and get some of that up on the screen and get started with it. So first up there, you see a note about feedback. And listen, guys, that's up there just because I get asked that question a lot. And it works like this. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And I've had it automated actually for a long time. It just makes it so much faster for you guys too, because goodness knows I am always trying to find more hours in the day. So this way you're going to instantly get positive feedback anytime you leave positive feedback. So win-win, right? And the other thing there, of course, is just simply to say thank you. I appreciate you being here always, bidding, breaking, chatting, and hanging out with me, keeping me company. We are taking a look next at breaks that are coming up. So this is the stuff that we're going to be working on over the course of the next few days. It is already up and running on eBay, so available for bidding now, and we'll be breaking it in the days ahead. Tomorrow night will be a half case of gold standard football, and then we will open a full case of Optic baseball, which is the other new release product that came out today. On Friday, we're going to open a half case of TriStar autographed mini football helmets. That will actually be the start of a new case for those of you who keep track of that sort of thing. And then we'll open Elements football, which is a new release for Friday. Yeah, I know. They load us up, don't they? All these new releases, Wednesdays, Fridays. What are you going to do? On Saturday, we're going to break the back half of the case of Allen & Ginter, the one that we start tonight. We will finish it up on Saturday night. Sunday night is an off night, so we won't be doing any breaks on Sunday, but we will be back at it on Monday night, where we will open Trinity baseball again and Elements football, another case of it. So that's what we're looking like for the days ahead. Let's take a look at tonight's information. So once again, we've got a pair of breaks tonight. The first one is going to be some autographed mini helmets, not autographed mini helmets, autographed jerseys. See, I'm still thinking about what we just talked about. So we will open a full case of the Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys first, and Allen & Ginter baseball will be second. And here's what you need to know about this. So the jerseys, that's a free shipping break, of course. Anytime you do a break with me that has entirely free shipping, it's always going to be scheduled to ship out no later than a week after the break. So oftentimes it goes sooner, sometimes it goes a lot sooner, but it will not be any later than Wednesday a week from today if you're pulled in the football jersey. Now, if you're in that football jersey break and you get skunked and you don't hit anything at all, you are still entitled to a consolation card. That's just a loose card for your team. It can be from any year and any series. Typically, on the free shipping breaks, I hold the consolation cards until the next time you have a package shipping. Then I gather up any and all that you're due and I send them all off at once. I do keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. If, however, you are in that jersey break and you don't pull anything tonight and you don't want to wait for your next package to ship, all you need to do is send me a note. Let me know you want the consolation card to be dropped in the mail by itself, and I will gladly do that for you. Our second break tonight, our paid break, Allen & Ginter baseball, I am projecting to get out the door and on the way to you approximately Monday. As always, if I can get something out faster than the date you see on the screen, I will gladly do so. But right now, I am thinking that Monday is the most likely date for this Allen & Ginter to get out the door. And whoops, I ended up down on the wrong spot there, didn't I? I think we fixed it now. So it is a 5-box case of 2019 TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys. It's a full case break. This is break number 12. And of course, everything we're opening tonight, all of our auctions ended tonight on eBay Wednesday night, the 17th of July. Our team names, of course, you'll see on one side, our winning bidder eBay user ID across from each team on the opposite side. One team didn't sell in here, that's the Jags. It is noted as no bids buyback, so if anything comes out for the Jags, it stays here with me. Otherwise, everything else heads out the door to one of you. And of course, a new spreadsheet will go up before we hit Allen and Ginter. This one that you just saw was for the football jerseys only. And last but certainly not least, I know the background just went a little crazy on you there. That is actually on purpose, so don't let that worry you. We're going to be able to see everything actually better with a little fine tuning there of the focus. Lets us see things up nice and close. So who have we got hanging around here tonight? D-Biz is here. Hi, D-Biz. TJ is here. And TJ says buyers get feedback based on how fast they make payment. Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know if some people do it that way. I mean, personally, I've had my feedback automated literally for years and years and years. That way, you literally get it instantly when you post. When you post it, it returns it immediately. I can't even remember. I can't even tell you how long ago it's been automated for me, but it's been a long time. As you might imagine, we got a lot of transactions that roll through here, and if I spent an hour or two every day leaving feedback, that would be an hour or two I didn't have to sort and ship things. So that's why we let eBay do the heavy lifting for that with the automation, and I do the stuff that gets you your stuff faster. Hi, Jay Allen. You got an early day tomorrow? Sounds like. Ben Rudd, how you doing? You said, no, you're not in the jersey break, but you're looking for Christian Yelich in Allen and Ginter. All right, we'll try to make that happen for you. Hey, how's your wife doing, Ben Rudd? How are things going there? Well, I hope. So first out, we've got a little Joe Theismann. This, of course, is just a little informational card that they put in there. That, however, is your JSA paper authentication. It matches your JSA sticker authentication. And there is the nice signature with inscription. Looks like got a loose thread as well. And, of course, the Joe Theismann out for the Redskins. So first jersey out, the Redskins. I'm going to get this other little card put in there so that all of our paperwork stays together with each jersey. Makes life easier when it comes down to shipping stuff out. All right, let's see what we have got next. Next up, Mike Evans. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Mike Evans are on jersey number 2. And your JSA card in there is a little bent up. Looks like they had it a little bent inside the package, but that's all right. That doesn't hurt anything, really. So your JSA paperwork, your JSA authentication, and your Mike Evans signature for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, wow. So you've got, I do not envy you that, the 10 hours. I actually, I had a family member with a similar scenario, and we would often, they had to do it on like a slow drip chemo, and it would take 12, 15 hours sometimes. And, you know, they don't admit you're just there like in a recliner. Or if you got lucky, they, you know, had a little separate room they could put her in sometimes. But yeah, I mean, no fun for anybody, obviously, but certainly worse for the person getting it. But I hope that it's doing the job at least. So next up is a little Mike Singletary. And Mike Singletary is here for the Chicago Bears. Been on a run with the Bears lately, pulling them out of cards and jerseys and everything else. So the TriStar paper there is generic. It doesn't really give you much information. This is the important part. That is the hologram sticker authentication from TriStar. And there, of course, is your jersey and inscription up at the top. So Bears, Buccaneers, and Redskins are where we sit so far. Oh, Jay Allen, you get to sleep until 7 a.m.? Dang, friend, that is nice. That is late for you. You probably feel like you're on holiday, don't you? Getting to sleep till 7. They usually have you out of there such an ungodly hour. Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek, of course, on here we can see is still a Kansas City Chief jersey. JSA authentication paperwork, our JSA sticker, and your autograph. So Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs out next. Oh, wow. See, that is exactly, Benrod, that is exactly what happened, what you just said. I had a reaction to, I believe, the exact same drug. And that's the same deal, man. It would have been a really quick infusion, and then because of the reaction, you have to go down to that super slow drip. Yeah, exactly. And then you got the combination of other stuff. I mean, it turns into, well, as you said, 10-hour day for you. It was often, 12, 15 hours in and out. So it's, just terrible. But I do hope that it's doing its job at least. All right. We are on Daryl Moose Johnston. And that is the Dallas Cowboys. Like those cowboy jerseys usually. PSA DNA certified. Our signature's kind of like folded up there. It's there, but it's inside. There's the other half of it. It's got some kind of a little inscription, but it's, they folded this one kind of weirdly. Oddly, I guess is the right way to say it. Doesn't appear to have any paper certification, but I tell you what, that sticker is the most important part. So sometimes if you want the paper, if you reach out to the company that certified it, they can provide you with a replacement paper, but the sticker on the item is the part that has to be there. If the sticker's gone, then they make you pay to recertify something. So the sticker on the item is the more important of the two. So if one has to be missing, that's, the paper would be our choice. So to recap, we have Daryl Moose Johnston, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. And here is Tyreek Hill on a Kansas City Chief jersey. You never know what's happening over in Kansas City. They've got a lot of player movement over there for a variety of reasons, which we're all aware of. Mike Singletary for the Chicago Bears was the third. Fourth one out of this case, Mike Evans for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the fifth one, a little Joe Theismann action for the Redskins, which we can see right there. Whoops. Now you can see right there. All right, if you will give me a moment, I'm going to get these 5 jerseys moved out of the way, and then we're going to embark upon our new release, Allen and Ginter. All right, so let's get this big whopping case up here. So Allen and Ginter tonight is the start of a brand new case. So you're probably thinking, like, who cares? Why does that matter? Well, I'm going to tell you. You knew I would. Whenever we start a new case, but we're not going to open the whole case at once, I take all of the boxes out, number them on the end, and then use random.org to determine which ones we will open tonight versus which ones we will open in break number 2, which I believe is Saturday night, right? I think that's right. We just looked at it and I've already forgotten, but I think Saturday's right. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Well, that and me knocking into things with the boxes is what we're doing. So let's get these bad boys. Well, whatever. We know that's a 2. I'm just going to get these numbered up for the purposes of going to random. And random, it's going to be real easy. I'll bring you along with me. I'm going to simply type in 1 through 12. I will hit random 1 single time. And the first 6 numbers that come up, we will open the corresponding 6 boxes. So let's get ourselves over here to our dear friend random.org and let it do a little work for us. All right, there's our 1 through 12. I started to say good luck. I'm so used to saying good luck. We don't need luck for this one. It's going to give us the same numbers. Just going to tell us which boxes we want. So we are opening 12, 8, 2, 3, 10, and 5. So that's 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. All right. 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, and 12. Hooray. All right. Let's get give me a second. I'm going to get these first 6, or the remaining 6, put back into their case, and then we'll be ready to roll. Just 1 minute. All right. Alan and Ginter time. All right. Oh, Christopher, you said you're bummed. Oh, because you didn't get in on the jersey break, and then there came Mike Singletary out for the Bears. Oh, I know, my friend. That is always the way, isn't it? It's always the one that we think, oh, man, not tonight. And then it'll come out and hit something you want. That's the worst. Been there, done that more than once. I actually had to stop watching breaks for a while because I just thought, you know what? I don't want to know if like the one I don't choose is the one it comes out of. So I'm getting a little pile of sleeves out here. And then we're going to crack into our first one of these. Oh, I didn't show you the spreadsheet, did I? See, now I got ahead of myself, didn't I? I did. Good thing I hadn't cracked into it yet, because I forgot to show you this part. So it's a 6-box half case break of Allen and Ginter baseball. And of course, this is break number 1 because it just came out today. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay as well, Wednesday night the 17th. Everything in here is sold. Everything in here was paid tonight too. So thank you everyone for getting it all paid up on time, both here and the jersey break. Much appreciated. And of course, lots of different categories in here as well. Hopefully everyone saw that in the listing description. We break out some of the non-baseball stuff. So we have a non-baseball celebrity category. So, you know, that's all your sports figures and poker players, and, you know, you'll know them as you see them. There's loads of them in here every year. Then there's a series called Presidential Pieces. Anything that comes out for that would go there. There was a category for DNA and arrowhead relics. If we pull one of those, it will go there. Then there's one for horses and equipment and flight. Those are 3 different inserts grouped together in one auction. There's an in bloom insert and a lookout below insert grouped together in one bidding spot. Blue ribbons and canines grouped together in one bidding spot. I think blue ribbons is like weird contest, if I remember right. And then, of course, canine, well, that's dog. And then chugging and languages. Chugging, I believe, referring to engines, if I remember correctly. So, you know, I don't know, whatever. Car engines, boat engines, who knows. And, of course, your shipping information we looked at already, but there it is again. Expecting it to be Monday the 22nd. If I can get it out to you sooner, I will. Everybody's going to pull cards in Allen and Ginter, so we need not worry about anything in that regard. Nobody's got to worry about consolation cards here. And so let's take a look at what we're going to find in here. We're going to find 3 different hits. It can be an autograph card, a relic card, a rip card, a printing plate, or a book card. So just 3 hits of some type. We don't know which it could be. Could be 3 relics, could be 3 autographs, could be a rip card and an autograph. You just never know. But that's why we like to have fun opening it, right? And of course, as we go through this first box, I'll try to go a little slower on a few of the things that are, the non-baseball stuff, just so it's identified. Although I think, most years it's pretty evident what is what. But we'll go a little slower through box number 1. We typically do. And then we pick up the pace a little as we go along after that. Each one of our boxes has a nice little oversized box loader card inside. And guess what? They make a rip card version of these this year, right? Like if we pull that, I'm going to be so excited. So Gleyber Torres is the first one we see tonight. It is for the New York Yankees. So box loader number 1 headed to New York. Jay Allen, you need the Oakland A's and the Washington Nationals. And I know you are looking for that Juan Soto booklet card. I do know that. And Jay Allen, you hit a Rhys Hoskins Stadium Club Power Zone 1 of 1. Very nice. Autograph 1 of 1. Very nice, man. So you got some good luck flowing your way. Caleb's here. Hi, Caleb. How are you? You saw one of the box loaders today that was a rip card, and it had 3 different rips, but nothing was good in them. Well, all right then. Maybe I'm not as excited about them as I thought I was. I thought they sounded really cool, but maybe not then. Maybe they are not cool. Okay, so like for instance, that is a non-baseball celebrity example. So once again, those all go, elsewhere. Our baseball players and baseball executives and team owners and all that stuff will go to the associated teams, as you would expect. So this is another, like he's just a TV host guy. He's another non-baseball celebrity. And we have a little mini here for Andujar, a black border mini. And baseball star signs, of course, these go to the players. That is a baseball player on there, so it's going to go to the player and the team as normal. That one was for the Royals. We got a lot of base, and we've got, that is, what in the world is that? Cespedes Family Barbecue. Baseball bloggers. Okay, that's weird. All right, so they're baseball celebrity people type, or non-baseball celebrity people too, apparently. We'll find loads of these little minis throughout, tons of them, okay? And what else have we got? There's horses and stallions. It has its own bidding spot as well. And who have we here? That is actually the Red Sox on a nice little team mini insert. And someone says, oh yeah, exactly, guys. I didn't even mention that this is the hot box. I'm so busy looking for all the different things that I need to tell you that are in here about the inserts. It might be good to also point out that, yeah, we're in the hot box for the first box out. So that's kind of a good way to start the night as well now, isn't it? And our first hit out of our first box is Jose Barrios for the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota, eh? All right, what else have we got waiting for us around here? And this, of course, goes to the canine category, collectible canines. All those little minis will go there, as we would expect them to. Ginter Greats, just an insert, but of course, again, we'll go to the team as depicted on the card. Here's an example of equipment. Incredible Equipment has its own bidding spot. And man, Kyle Schwarber broke my heart last night with that walk-off home run against my Cincinnati Reds. So there's more, non-baseball celebrity types. That particular mini is Blue ribbons. Okay, so that's all about, as I said, unusual contests. That one happened to be for sandcastle building, for whatever that's worth. So I don't imagine, I mean, that's probably one of the tamer ones we'll find. It's probably going to be a bunch of really weird stuff. That's my guess, anyway. Could be wrong, but that's my guess. Because based on the way the literature read, it's going to be unusual contests. And like sandcastle building, it's not all that unusual, particularly. But anyway, Allen and Ginter, this is kind of how we roll along with it. Well, there'll be more inserts, both mini and full size, but you kind of get the general idea of how it works. Our baseball players go to their teams as you would expect, and all the other stuff goes to whichever respective category. All the cards do ship in here. That's why we have to do them as half case breaks rather than full case breaks, because there are so many cards. There were two that both trying to get out of there, so it was easier just to take the two minis right off the top and get them on out of the way. Another little baseball mini and another hit in here. And this hit is another relic, a framed relic here for Tony Gwynn and the Padres. How about that? I like me a little Tony Gwynn. Jay Allen says there's usually a bunch of weird stuff in this. Well, I'm not exactly going to call it weird stuff, but yeah, basically there are a lot of things in here that are not baseball things. So all that stuff that is not baseball players, that's probably what you're calling the weird stuff. So yeah, there is a lot of it. That's why we break it down into all those bidding categories, because there are some people who like to collect just the non-baseball stuff in Ginter that don't care about the baseball part. So all kinds of things happening. There's another incredible equipment insert. Of course, oh, here's our first flight, history of flight. And there's our first card for that. It's kind of cool looking, right? I like that one. Yeah, I do like that one. I forgot what I paired history of flight with, but at any rate, it's paired with something. Most of those extra categories are paired with other categories. Another little doggy. History of flight again. And there we go. So we're still looking for one more hit out of box number one. We found two so far. They're both relics. So there's a third one in here lurking somewhere for us yet to find. All right. These little minis, I tell you, they always are wanting to like drop out, slide out, fall out. They really make my life difficult. So let's try and just extract them if we can before we do anything else. And that way we don't have to worry about them trying to fall out and all that jazz. And in bloom, so that again, its own bidding category, floral, of course. And here's a nice little black border Matt Chapman. That guy's been on fire lately. And look out below. That's a whole insert section or insert series about waterfalls. Yeah, so waterfalls. I'd like to kind of be in the room when they're sitting around going, yeah, let's put this in there this year. Because we've had stuff like Santa Claus relics and Bigfoot relics, and there's been some really interesting stuff over the years. And believe it or not, some of the non-baseball celebrity stuff can be worth as much or more as the baseball signatures we pull out of here, depending on who the person is anyway. So it can be interesting what we find. Our third hit out of box number 1, also a relic. It is Castellanos for the Tigers. So we are 3 for 3 on relics out of our hot box here. Another history of flight. Well, had it upside down, but you got the general idea. Yeah, I know there are some people who really do not like Allen and Ginter because of all the extra stuff that's in it. In fact, there's a couple of people that break here pretty regularly that really hate Allen and Ginter. But there are a lot of other people that really like it. I like it. I don't like it as much as I like Gypsy Queen, though. But I do still like it a lot. And I kind of dig the extra stuff that's in it. TJ, this is my first break of it, so I haven't personally found any DNA or Arrowhead cards yet because I didn't open any of this product for myself this year. Sometimes I do open a few things myself, loose boxes or whatever, but I didn't have any loose boxes this year. Everything came in full case quantities, so I didn't open any on for me. And I did not have time to watch any breaks today because I was trying to triple time it on sorting and shipping, and I did not even have 5 minutes to look up, so I didn't get a chance to see any. So I have not yet seen any, but typically those kind of relics, they come out a little less frequently. Those are usually pretty hard to hit. They've done like other fossil type relics in the past, and they're usually pretty tough pulls. This is Aaron Judge, but it does have a bad corner. You can see down there on this, more so on the back than the front, but a little bit on the front too, in that lower right corner if you're looking at the front, lower left when you're looking at the back. So the Aaron Judge box topper for the Yankees, a little bit imperfect there. Oh, Jay Allen, he says, man, what kind of hot box doesn't have an autograph? Paraphrasing, but yeah, I feel you on that. Oh, TJ, in that box, no. I mean, it was just 3 baseball player relics in there. We definitely didn't have any relics for anything other than baseball players out of that box number 1. So as I said, those relics like that, anytime they do the fossils, which these are basically kind of fossil relics as well, those are not easy to come by. So if we were to hit one, you would definitely know it. I'd be excited about it because we really don't see those come out terribly often. I'm just trying to see if I can get any minis to extract, kind of like I did before, so I don't have to worry about them falling off the back of piles and the bottom of things. If I can, they're still not all going to probably extract, but a few do, and whatever ones will does make life a little easier in terms of not having them show up unexpectedly. So we can also get a little better look at them too. So we had the Braves, and there's a non-baseball celebrity. Syndergaard, Kutch. This one is, what is this one? Chugging along. Oh, so it's a train. I thought they were engines, but I guess maybe they're not. I guess maybe they're forms of transportation. I don't know. A black border Mitch Haniger for the Mariners. And then you have a little Jim Palmer for the Orioles, Warren Spahn for the Braves, and LeMahieu for the Yankees. You've been watching Ginter breaks for 8 hours today while you've been working. Well, did you see any good stuff? Another equipment. I mean, like any DNA or anything come out by chance? Since you've watched it for 8 hours, you'd be probably the best equipped to tell us if you've seen much of that sort of stuff come out. You said Nate Burns has an autograph in the set, and as a bonus, he's been trying to hit one on his show for his customers. Well, cool. That's cool. Yeah, there's always interesting things to be found. And I mean, last year they had also, I think he had an autograph in here. I know he had a base card in here, and I believe he had an autograph as well. The guy who owns one of the online websites, that sells a lot of cards, he had his own card in Allen and Ginter last year. So, crazier things. Another relic comes out. This one is Mr. John Smoltz for the Atlanta Braves. So right now we are first relic out of box number 2. And it's the Braves. Got 2 more hits yet to find in this box. And some other non-baseball celebrity kind of guy. Those guys are always very unique. Like there's no rhyme or reason. They'll put in skateboarders and disc jockeys or DJs. I guess no one actually would call them a disc jockey these days, but a DJ, poker players, horse jockeys, all kinds of things. So yeah, last year it was the Steel City guys. This year it's the guys from Blowout, you said. So they have a 5K buyback if they hit one of their own red autos in one of their own breaks. Okay. Well, that's probably hard to do. Because first of all, not everybody's going to be one of their breaks. And secondly, those little red autographs are only to 10. So they probably feel fairly safe that they may not have to cash in on pay that one out, is my guess. But they probably also have an insurance policy in case they do have to pay it out. So that's usually how that sort of stuff works. All right, so here we have a Billy Hamilton for the Royals, a nice little collectible canine, another collectible canine, the Yankees, Strasburg for the Nationals, Crawford for the Giants, and Stanton for the Yankees for our minis. You've seen a Tatis Jr. mini autograph and a Judge 1/1 wood. Well, that's pretty darn good. And you saw a David Slingshot relic on the back that said, on the back it said this relic is from nothing at all. Well, I mean, like I said, man, it's like the Bigfoot relics and the Santa Claus relics and stuff. I mean, obviously we know they're not actually from Bigfoot and Santa Claus, but yet it's still like fun to chase them, sort of. So, I don't know. All right, there is a little Joey Gallo relic. That is our second hit out of this box. Let me check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, second hit out of this box is the Joey Gallo relic. So, yeah. So now you guys know all the ins and outs of the bounties apparently that are out for some of these guys who own these online websites. So of course I think it's really hard to get the one that you've got to hit on their website. Ooh, we got a little red ink to 10 though coming our way right now. Our first autograph that we've seen this evening. And who the heck is it? It's a non-baseball celebrity, we know that much. And this is a comedian, Jay Larson. So a Jay Larson framed autograph, red ink, 210. All right. Very cool stuff. Oh, Nate also has a 1K out of his blue autograph hits. Well, see, that's a little bit easier to hit. So that one you might have a little better chance of actually, having to possibly pay that out. As opposed to this guy just jumped off the pile here, Mr. Grinke. So I want to give him a once over. He doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear, but Mr. Grinke's base card there tried to take a trip on us. And it's really started storming here, FYI. I don't think we will have any problems with the internet, but wheelbarrow racing, blue ribbons. But I do always warn you guys when it starts raining and storming and such that if we were to suddenly have a power surge or something, which is possible, that knocked us off the air for any reason, there's a lost languages mini, I would of course get us back up and running as quickly as I possibly could. That very rarely happens, but it's not impossible. All it takes is that one little tiny blip that's maybe like 1 second, but guess what? It will disconnect that broadcast. Brian Anderson Black Border Mini for the Marlins, another Mare and Stallions. And our last hit out of this box, Johnny Cueto for the Giants with a relic. Another mini, Tampa Bay Rays on that one. And there you go. So we are 2 boxes down, 4 to go. Man, it is really coming down out there. I can hear it. So it is, of course, this is all the stuff they said we were going to get earlier today and then never transpired. And then it looked like maybe it had just hit another area and was going to bypass me, but I guess it's just showing up late. All right, here we have a lookout below box loader, Niagara Falls. So, of course, Lookout Below has its own bidding category, so the box loader goes right along to that same category. Ooh, we're going to set that aside, because that, I think, is something worth waiting to the last for. I could be wrong. I may open it and it may not at all be worth waiting for, but I kind of think it will be. So we'll find out. What did you say there? He has dozens of cases of ginter. He's trading immaculate for ginter just so he can have more for his customers to try to find his signature in there. That's funny. That's funny. Well, yeah, for sure. If you can watch while you're at work, then that's always the way to go, man. Makes time go by faster, I expect. Ooh, Weather Channel just popped up an alert on the iPad that says there's a lightning strike within 1 mile of my location. So that usually means whatever storm is coming isn't all the way here yet, but soon it will be upon us. Another M Bloom and another little canine. Kind of like those little dog ones. I think they're cute. The in-flight ones are actually very nice looking cards as a group this year. I like them quite a bit as well. So first hit out of this box, a relic for the Tampa Bay Rays with Tyler Glasnow. And incredible equipment, Santa's sleigh. Well, there you go. That would indeed be incredible equipment, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think they just have a lot of fun with Alan and Ginter. I mean, I can imagine, as I said, being in the room where they're trying to figure out like what goes in any given year. I bet it's just a total free-for-all. It's like, yeah, let's do relics of the Abominable Snowman. Let's do a Rudolph relic. I mean, you know, probably crazy. Crazy, crazy. Well, now shoot. I meant to shake out those minis by the pack, and then I sat right there and did all those packs as a group without shaking out the mini, didn't I? Every time I have a system down. Ooh, Jay Allen, you're usually on headphones. Do you hear the thunder starting to roll in? Mm-hmm. Rolling, rolling. Well, didn't we have, I mean, we did Bigfoot. They did Bigfoot, didn't they? That same year that we had, like, Santa and all those other interesting relics. We had a Bigfoot relic, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I didn't personally hit it, but there was the option for a Bigfoot relic, I'm pretty sure. Ah, you did hear the thunder. Okay, see, I figured you probably did. And we'll roll on in here with a little storm action tonight. Ben Rudd said Thor is coming for his hammer. It's probably an Allen and Ginter. It could be. You never know. Stranger things, right? All right, so some minis. Canines. Mike Trout. This one is flipped over backwards for Trevor's Story. Here's a little black border. Pee Wee Reese and the Dodgers. Another doggy. Some waterfalls. And here's a black border non-baseball celebrity. Mike Oz, baseball card video host. Ooh, that was some wicked lightning I just saw. So we should have a big booming thunder here in a minute. Because that was some substantial lightning. You said they pulled 2 Paul Bunyan Axe Relic cards today. I would like to see those too. That would be fun. I could get into that. See, right there is Thor's hammer. Not the relic, obviously, but that again falling under incredible equipment. And a little Marin Stallion. Oh, you can hear the thunder too. See, yeah, you and Jay Allen both on your headphones. It makes it, you can definitely hear all that amplified. I imagine the squeaking of my chair is quite loud for you guys too. Sorry about that. I shift and fidget a lot, and my chair squeaks really badly. It bugs even me, so sorry. And here's another relic. It is Chipper Jones for the Atlanta Braves. But yeah, I think the worst of whatever this is probably already gone past us. So I'm going to say I doubt we'll, I mean, I wouldn't typically expect us to have any kind of connection problems anyway. But every once in a while, something weird will happen. But I doubt it would at this point because it sounds to me like it's moving out. So Dan Rather. Although you're going to get another big boom of thunder here in a second, I think. They should have a lock of hair relic from some Hollywood actor. Well, I mean, you never know. Stranger things, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they did some strange stuff like that at some point in time. You just never quite know what to expect them to do, honestly. Aw, little mini for my red, Sunny Gray. You know, I forgot the Reds were playing early today. I didn't even watch the game. Like, I forgot. Totally forgot. Incredible equipment. I'm used to them playing a little bit later in the day, and I would have at least probably had it on in the background, listened to it while I was sorting and shipping, had I remembered that it was earlier today, but I missed it. 100% entirely missed it. But Sonny Gray was pitching, so. Now this is what I made you wait on, because when I felt this, I was pretty sure I felt something nice, and I'm not wrong. It is going to be a booklet. And let's just see what our odds are here. Let's see what the odds are for a booklet. Like, it's really not something you find very often. So if we find a single autograph booklet, it can be 1 out of every 3,092 packs. If it's a dual, it's 1 out of every 6,979 packs. So to give you an idea, that's really rare. But we've got one right here, first break, first half of the first case. You want to know who it is? Me too. Me too. I want to know too. Oh, it's for the Tribe, Francisco Lindor. And that is numbered to 10. So Cleveland Indians with the big booming hit. Very, very, very nice. Because you've got to figure, what, guys? We've got, how many packs are in there? Like 24 packs in a box. So you've got, around 300 packs in a case. So it's only about 1 out of every 10 cases, approximately, are going to hit a booklet. I mean, that's rough. I'm not great with math in my head, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 out of every 10 cases are going to hit that single autograph relic booklet. So, yeah. Oh, the girl from American Pickers has an autograph and relic in here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll find her too in here. You never know. You never know. We've got a different box loader here. One of our N43 box loader cards. That, again, is something new for this year. So they've, changed up and given us a few different options for box loaders here in 2019 than we've had in some of our past years. All right, this is Max Scherzer for the Nationals. This is our N43 box loader card for the Nats. So you said you've seen one booklet in 9 or 10 hours of busting, so watching it on the other channel. So yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like I said, guys, they do not come out frequently. MC, we have already done the jersey break. It was actually first up tonight. So, yeah, man, I'm sorry to inform you that we have already done that one. We usually do the memorabilia stuff and the faster breaks at the top of the evening. And then we do the cards and the things that take longer towards the end of the night is typically how we roll with it. So that is already gone by us tonight, unfortunately. But if you tell us who you had, we can try and help you let you know if you hit or not, if you want to know. Some people like to go back and watch it otherwise. Orlando Arcia for the Brewers. That is a black border mini. And a mini that tried to get away from us is David Dahl and the Colorado Rockies. Just another reason to sort the minis out first, isn't it? They like to slide around. Marlins. All right. TJ is asking the rest of you, those of you who bid with me all the time, TJ, instead of, I guess, asking me, is asking you if you get the cards in good condition. So TJ obviously is thinking that he's not going to get his cards in good condition. So those of you who have broken with me in the past, which is many of you, if you want to jump into chat and let TJ know your thoughts, then I'm sure he would appreciate it. This is, who is this? An umpire fan. Okay. Is that like that little, have you guys seen that little coach they have in, it's like it's like a collegiate league of some sort, like a collegiate summer league or something. And they've got this little kid who's like 6 years old, and they call him coach, and he just does all this crazy stuff. Like it was choreographed, of course, but the other day they had him like go out and go off on the umpires and get into it with him and kick dirt on his shoes. And then when he got ejected, he's like throwing bats and balls on the field, and he's like crazy. He's so funny. He's 6 years old, and he's a riot. And seeing that card of that little kid reminded me of it. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know how to tell you to Google it. Just maybe like 6-year-old coach or something. It would probably come up. So that's what I would think anyway. All right. Here is a relic out for Augie Carton, whoever that is, brewer and podcast host. All right. So I guess that means like home brewer, like a beer brewer. Anyway, he's a podcast host, and I guess that's the important part that we're supposed to retain. Another flight card and a mini from my Cincinnati Reds with Matt Kemp, who of course we got in a trade and promptly released. But there you go. What are you going to do? Still on a card. Oh, Ben Rudd, you typed in there who the jerseys were. Thank you. I appreciate that, because somebody always kind of wants to know about that. The Kalamazoo Growlers. Yeah, Charles. That's it. That's exactly it. For the little 6-year-old kid. You guys, if you haven't seen the one where he throws the tantrum, you totally have to go watch it. Because it is so awesome. He's so little, he can't even hardly carry very much. So he carries out like 1 or 2 bats at a time and throws them, and then goes back and gets like a couple more and throws them. Then goes and gets his bucket of balls and like dumps that. It's, it's crazy. Oh no, did I get a cat hair on one of your team bags, Ben Rudd? I'm sorry. I always try to make sure that I haven't like recently picked them up or petted them or brushed them or anything before I do the cards, because they do shed something fierce, really. And I always try to make sure that I haven't done that right about the time that I'm going to sort, because it does have a nasty tendency to stick to your clothes, and you don't even, realize that it's stuck to your clothes, and then it'll transfer off to something else. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, man, if I left you with a cat hair stuck to one of your team bags. I apologize, man. I probably had a little cat hair hanging out somewhere on me, so sorry about that, brother. So I guess every once in a while you guys get a bonus relic. You get a bonus cat hair relic on your team bag, apparently, from time to time. So hey, you know what? Maybe that'll show up in Allen and Ginter next year, right? You never know. You just never know. But I do... oh, who is that? That's so cute. That little girl's so cute. I have to see who that is. I'm sorry. She's so cute. She is... oh, I do remember reading about that. That's the little girl that has that... her hand is robotic, made by a 3D printer. I forgot about her. She threw out a first pitch a while back. That's really cool that they gave her her own card. Trea Turner and the Nationals with a relic. Appears to be a little piece of the baseball bat for Mr. Trea Turner. Another flight. And an egg. just a card with an egg on it. All right, well, good to know. For the White Sox, there's a little Eloy black border headed your way. And a black border Josh Donaldson for Atlanta. Finally, we've got another autograph. We're going to see who it is here in a hot second. Just got to clean up my little workspace here, get some of these stacked in better places, and then find out who this is. Jay Allen, you said you've gotten a one-of-one cat hair. All right. Well, I'm happy that it was a one-of-one at least. The New York Mets have Brandon Nimmo as our framed mini autograph. So the Mets getting a nice one. Maybe not exactly the one you wanted, but still a good one. Hey, there's a Juan Soto mini, Jay Allen. I know you wanted the Juan Soto booklet, and you kind of called it on us finding a booklet, which is a fairly rare thing to find, but sadly it was not who you wanted. And what is that? Waterfalls. So, another dog mini. Personally, I like the mini cards. They're super hard to keep up with. Like, I have some of my own, and they're really hard to keep up with. But I like them anyway. In Bloom, again, for the flowers. A little horse and stallion, and somebody that is a non-baseball celebrity. A mini non-baseball celebrity. And there you go. That box in the books. We have got 4 completed. We have 2 remaining. You said there are many eggs too, and lots of them. All right. Well, there you go. So I guess that is not the only egg we may find then. We apparently it's not going to be rare. We'll find lots of eggs. So good to know to be on the lookout for the mini eggs as well, right? Yeah, eggs and mini eggs. How about some scrambled eggs? I'm kind of hungry. I could do with a little scrambled egg, breakfast for dinner sort of thing. That's the next series, Eggs of the World. Well, Jay Allen, it could be. You never know. Chris Bryant for the Cubbies on our box loader. So we've got a couple of Yankees, a Cub, one that was, I forgot what, but one of our extra categories, and then one in 43. No rip card yet, and certainly no box loader rip card yet either. But I'm guessing if you had your choice, you'd probably rather be in the half of the case that had the booklet. Well, if you're the Indians anyway. You'd probably rather be in that part of the case. All right, let's stop and see what we've got here. And there's more non-baseball celebrity stuff. A mini for the Astros with Bagwell. And a black border mini for the Padres. I'm sorry. No, yes, for the Padres. And Eric Hosmer. I was getting ready to read off the wrong player name, though. I just glanced at it, and I thought it was somebody else. A mini for the Braves and a none. Hey, how about that? Always good to find a none. A black border Scherzer for the Nationals. I feel a mini. Let's go ahead and grab it. Mookie Betts. Justin Turner. Justin Turner's beard is a little shorter this year. I'm kind of happy about that. His beard just like drives me to distraction. It really does. I start thinking about things like, you know, when it gets really long, like he lets it get sometimes, I start thinking about things like, what's stuck in there, man? Like, you know, when you eat, wouldn't you imagine that like crumbs and things fall in your beard? Maybe they don't, but it sort of seems like they would. That's only our second chugging along. That's a subway train. At least I think that's only the second one. We haven't seen a great number of them at any rate. And, of course, the Montreal Expos. Whenever we find a team like that, you know, is no more, it stays with their franchise, okay? So, the Montreal Expos of old are, of course, the Washington Nationals of today. So they're going to go to the Nationals. Cards always stay with their franchise. So we know that there's a lot of franchises that have been renamed and relocated over the years, and it's always going to just follow around the franchise. We tend to find a lot of New York Giants, for example, which are the current San Francisco Giants. Former Milwaukee Braves are the current Atlanta Braves. Montreal Expos, the Nationals. You know, the usual suspects. But so if you see any others in here that are for franchises that have since renamed or relocated, that's how it will all work. It will always go to whatever the current name and location is of any given franchise. Okie dokie. I need a little drink of water here, and then we're gonna plow through this next box. Well, plow through is not the right word, but you know what I mean. You know of what I speak. Some of this incredible equipment is pretty interesting. When there is your David's slingshot that you referenced earlier, that someone found a relic of, which honestly would be kind of cool. And here, we have our first rip card. You almost got out of this break without one. It's to 75, and it's Robin Yount for the Brewers. I feel a little rough edge. I didn't really see it, but I felt it. You've got just the tiniest little bit of a rough edge down there on that lower right-hand corner on the front. So, of course, if you've got the Brewers, when you get this, you'll have a choice to make. There's all the things that could be inside: a red mini autograph, an exclusive mini parallel, a mini wood, a mini metal, or a one-of-a-kind sketch card. Any of the above could be inside that one for the Brewers. And of course that counts as a hit out of this box. So rip cards, you guys that break with me all the time, you know how I feel about them. They haunt me. They really do. I mean, I could not have one myself that I personally own that doesn't get ripped. Gotta rip them. Gotta rip them. If I try to wait it out, it just doesn't happen. I've said it many times. It is like, you know, if you could imagine it as a Stephen King novel, it's like you're in bed at night and you hear that rip card calling. Come and rip me. Come and rip me. Come and see what's inside. I just can't do it, man. Can't do it. Oh, that's going to you. Nice, Spin Rod. And it's your first one, too. Oh, yay. I'm excited for you. That's great. Clayton Kershaw with a relic for the Dodgers. Jay Allen, you have never had a rip card? Well, then that's going to have to be our next goal for you then, is going to have to be to find you a rip card as well, isn't it? But would you rip it or would you keep it? I think technically they're worth more if you don't rip them, usually. But, you know, like I said, I would be dying to know. I would have to know what was inside. So here's another little blue ribbon something called Dizzy Bat. So some kind of game called Dizzy Bat, whatever that is. I don't know. Never heard of that. It's not really exactly a bent corner. It's got like, it's not bent exactly. I think what it is, honestly, is there's a tiny, you know how these are all like paper layered on top of paper and whatnot. I think it is just the tiniest little bit of paper off the edge of that, because it doesn't appear to be bent and it doesn't feel bent to me. And I didn't visually pick up on it initially, but I felt it. So it's really super minor. And I wouldn't say it's bent exactly, but I do think it's like a little edge of the paper, not possibly fastened down exactly perfectly. But 99% of the people that get that card or had that card probably wouldn't even notice it, frankly. But you guys know how I am. If I see it, I'm going to call it. So that's just how I do it. Or if I feel it, in that case, is what happened. I didn't really see that when I felt it, but anyway. Jay Allen, you would rip it? Yeah, see, you're like me. It's like, it's just too enticing to know what's in there. It's too much. You just have to know. I can tell you this. You can find out, of course, if it is one of the metal cards or not by holding a magnet to it, obviously. So that way you wouldn't have to rip it to know whether or not you had one of the metal cards inside if you held a magnet to the card. And sometimes you can take a flashlight, like a really bright flashlight, and hold it behind the card and sometimes see what's inside. I mean, maybe not necessarily always exactly the specifics, but sometimes you can get a good idea. I never knew that until, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years ago. One of you guys actually told me that in a break. Said, oh, go into a dark room with the card and a really bright flashlight and you can a lot of times see what's in it. So, just FYI. And here is the Rangers, Elvis Andrus with a relic. Oh, you said they have double paper in them this year. So, in other words, we're not going to be able to see through them? Is that the thing? Oh, okay. Or are you saying that they have double paper as in you think that's why that one little corner was weird? So I don't know. Then maybe we're not. Maybe what I just told you about the flashlight's not going to apply then. But somebody did share that with me 2 or 3 years ago in a break in chat, and I had never known that until that point. So I thought it was interesting. That's why I was just passing it along, sharing the knowledge that one of you kindly shared with me. Well, maybe not one of you that's specifically on here tonight, but you know what I mean. You would use your metal detector? Well, that would work too. I was just thinking, a magnet might be easier. That's all I'm saying. Oh, so it is one sheet on each side of the mini. Oh, so we're not going to be able to see through it anymore. Well, smart. Good on them for figuring that out. Jacob deGrom for the Mets. Our box loader. So I guess that's not going to do you any good then, apparently. If they've added that little layer of security in there, that means we're SOL, it sounds like. So we are, of course, at our last box of this break. So that means, of course, that we are at last box mojo time of the night. And that is where we all collectively focus our energy to try to pull out a big fiery hit here out of our last box, we hope. Of course, we kind of already hit a really big hit with the relic. I mean, that booklet was, I shouldn't just say relic, with the relic and signature booklet. Super rare little fellow that it was. Oh, well, listen, if you bust it, which it says you sounds like you think you're going to, you got to let me know what's inside of it. I always want to know what's inside of them. So you have to come back and share and tell us. King Felix, black border for the Mariners, and then a little sunny gray black border for my Cincinnati Reds. Red Sox, White Sox, the A's, a doggy, and a blue ribbon sandcastle building. Yeah, I guess probably Topps, they all know the same stuff that we know, so they probably figured out that people could tell what was in it by using a flashlight, and they just took care of that problem. Well, Last Box Mojo really did us up pretty good here. We're starting off with an Acuna autograph for the Braves. So, yeah, I think Last Box Mojo worked out all right for us with that. We've pulled a lot of Acuna this week out of various things. Trinity Baseball, for one, pulled some really nice Acuna out of it a couple of different times. Ramirez, Indians with a relic to go along with your nice booklet that you pulled earlier. You're going to add to your tally tonight. And what else have we got? We've only found 2 in here, right? Acuna and then the relic. So we should still have, I think, one more to find in our remaining packs hanging out up here. That wrapper kind of disintegrated there. All right, let's get our minis out. And ditto over here. Come on, minis. And what do we have? Chugging along. The Cardinals, Lost Languages, the Dodgers again, and the Mariners. Incredible equipment with the nice little winged sandal there. Another History of Flight. Mares and Stallions. And there's our last relic out of this box. I'm just setting him down for a minute because we only had like 2 base cards left to go. So it was easier just to do it that way. And now we'll take a look. And it's coming up for Ryan Braun, Milwaukee Brewers. So the Brewers, not too bad. You got the Rip card and then the Ryan Braun. Oh, why can't I just remember to do it every pack? I don't know, because it's been a year since we've opened Allen and Ginter. That's why. Takes me a minute to get back in the groove. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. So we've got Canines and the Mariners, non-baseball celebrity, a black border Arrieta for the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Cardinals. History of Flight, the little umpire kid. I don't know the story of that little umpire kid that's on that card. Seems odd though, doesn't it? Like as a little kid that your dream would be to be the umpire and not the ball player. But I guess, hey, you know, everybody's got their own groove. I also saw that we've had the first ejection as a result of a call by the new robotic umpire that who is it that's testing that out? Like, I don't know, like the Atlantic Southeastern League or some such, I don't know, testing out a robotic home plate umpire. And already we've had a manager come out and argue strikes and balls with the robot. Well, actually with a live person umpire that's there, but his issue was with what the robotic umpire was calling, and like he already got ejected. It's like, well, that's interesting. Like, I think it was on the first night, I think, that they tried to, or that they have used it. I think they got the coach got ejected. So, you know, got to be good to go down in history for something. So the first coach, ejected for arguing a call from a robotic umpire was the Yankees, the Indians, the Blue Jays, the Cardinals, and the Phillies. I really don't think they need to go to robotic umpires, though. I mean, sure, there's a lot of imperfect calls. There's plenty of calls they miss, but, I mean, come on, it's just part of the game. I really don't want to go to robotic umpires myself, but hey, that's just me. People who are playing the game might feel differently. All right, so we are going to recap right now some of our hits, and after we do the recap, we will then put up the spreadsheet information one final time, which will give you an idea of when you can expect things to ship and all such as that. So this goes to non-baseball celebrity. That guy's some kind of a podcast guy. A Chipper Jones relic for the Braves. and a Tyler Glasnow relic for the Tampa Bay Rays. Johnny Cueto relic for the Giants. Numbered to 10, a little red ink autograph here for Jay Larson, a comedian, going to non-baseball celebrity category. Joey Gallo for the Rangers. John Smoltz and the Atlanta Braves have a relic. Detroit Tigers and Castellanos with a relic. The Padres and Tony Gwynn. The Minnesota Twins and Jose Barrios. The Milwaukee Brewers with Ryan Braun. Ramirez for the Cleveland Indians. Nice little Acuna framed autograph for the Braves. Elvis Andrus for the Rangers. A rip card for the Brewers, number 75, Robin Yount. Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. And a nice little framed autograph here for Brandon Nimmo and the Mets. The Nationals with Trey Turner. And then our beautiful booklet. Such a nice hit. Numbered to 10 for the Indians with Francisco Lindor. That is actually a sticker autograph in there, which I'm sure most of you have done, had dealings with Topps before, and breaks or things you bought yourself, and you know that most of the time when it's paired with a relic, it's a sticker autograph from Topps. So our box loaders, Jacob deGrom and the Mets with Chris Bryant and the Cubbies. And we only got one of the M43s, and it was Max Scherzer for the Nationals. Then we got Look Out Below, has its own bidding category, so the box loader for that goes to that category, of course. A little Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Is he the one that has the bag corner? Yeah. So he's got, you can see it particularly there. You can see it more on the front, but it's actually crunched up more, looks like, from the back. But anyway, that corner right there came out kind of yucky. And then Gleyber Torres for the Yankees. And those are our box loaders for tonight. So that is the break. That is the recap. Let's get the spreadsheet info up here one final time for anybody who missed it earlier. Here's what you need to know. The jerseys will go out no later than a week from today. If you hit one of those, free shipping stuff always projects out a week after the fact and often goes sooner, but definitely wouldn't be any later than that. Anticipating Monday for Allen and Ginter to be in the mail and on the way to you. As always, if I can get it out to you sooner than the date you see there, I will gladly do so. Consolation cards do not apply to Allen and Ginter because every team pulled cards. However, in the jersey break, if you got skunked, your consolation card normally I would just keep until your next package ships, since it's a free shipping break, and then I would send it along with any others you were due with that package. If, however, you got skunked in the jersey break and you don't want to wait, send me a message and let me know, and I will get it on the way to you by itself. That's not a problem. Breaks that are coming up. This stuff is already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the next few days. So tomorrow night, a half case of Gold Standard football and a full case of Optic baseball. So it'll be another long night tomorrow. On Friday, some TriStar autographed mini football helmets and the new release Elements football by the full case. On Saturday, we'll break the back half of this Allen and Ginter case that we started tonight. Sunday is an off night. Monday will be Leaf Trinity baseball and another case of Elements football. All right, so that has got us all wrapped up here. And, oh, Benrud, you said you saw in breaks you were watching today a fair amount of minis from the middle of packs that had bent corners and some even had creases. So it's obviously some kind of production thing, which, you know, usually is the case when these come out imperfect, whatever it is, whether it's a card or, you know, in this case, a mini or a box loader or whatever. often is indicative of some kind of production issue where coming off the line or being cut or being packaged or sorted or something. We've seen it happen plenty of times with other products where you'll have a whole group of cards where it will always be like a lower left corner or a, upper right corner or whatever. So I'm sure it sounds like maybe we're going to have a little of that going on this year with A&G. Well, that is it for me tonight. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate you very much. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. I will be back at it tomorrow night, and if I don't see you again then, hopefully I will see you again soon. Until then, take care now. Bye.